I'm frozen. Whatever.
We hope that you're frozen.
I'm frozen, bro. God dang it.
Hold on, Jay. I got you. Hold on, Jay. Hold on. Don't freak out. Don't freak out. Relax.
I'm frozen. Bro, I gotta
Hold
cut
on.
the cam.
Hold
No,
on.
bro, it's not on your end. I promise you.
It's on you.
Yes.
Godly.
I'm about to screw everything up, guys.
No.
Here we go,
Let's
chat.
do it. Let's do it.
Y'all ready, chat?
Everybody's gonna have to back out.
Look at JD.
Let's see.
All right,
And I screwed everything up.
Now Dale has to leave.
All right, chat, you ready? This is what we do behind the scenes. Here you go. Inside scoop.
Now Jay's verified.
We're doing
Now
musical
Jay's
cams.
verified.
Musical. Let's go. Finally, it's about time. About time we get some
Congratulations.
recognition around here.
Hold on, Jay. You dip too, Jay, and then come back right away.
Wait, Shaq.
Oh no, Dale comes back.
Verifies people.
You said what?
Twitches verifies people.
Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Jay, you gotta
Guys.
leave. Jay
we
and
good,
Dale
right?
have to leave. He said we're
I just left.
Cut the cams. Chat. You know when we do technical
Dale, you dip too.
difficulties? But you guys
I
are
did.
always you have
All right,
questions.
Dale, Jay, you come back, and then Dale.
This is prime content. You
Can you
cannot
guys
get
hear
this
everybody?
anywhere else, chat. You cannot get this anywhere else, chat.
Where's
This is
Jay?
good because I'm warming up.
I'm trying to come back. I don't know what's going on. Hold on.
Jay, all you got to do is click your cam in Teams, brother.
Oh shit.
Lose
Shocks.
possible.
This, guys, by the time we get this figured out, the show will be over. We'll send
it'll
you
be
off
beat
to
the
another
Dell.
stream. It will be fantastic.
How is beat the Dell today? I think it's gonna be tough because you're mad at me.
It doesn't seem that like this kind of seems like a layup a little bit.
You think so? Because I think it's
I don't
really
like
hard.
when I say that. Right. I don't like.
Yeah,
when
I don't
you say that.
agree with Jordan at all. As we wait for
Okay.
But you
Are
know
you-
how
Here
you
I
say
come,
like,
brother.
fun facts. Which kind of realm is it in?
Okay, Dale, you come first. Actually, Jay, you go
Okay.
back.
Okay, you don't have to
What-
turn your
Okay,
camera off,
Dale's
Jay. You
back.
can just click the video thing so that you don't have to deal with the.
I don't mind
What
this
realm
new
is it
setup.
in?
This is fine.
Bruh.
Because this is.
Bruh.
Jay,
Hey, did we
see
figure it
you.
out?
I don't
see
see
me?
nothing.
Yeah, Jordan's just the new host.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Ariana,
But I
I'm
don't-
not
but
mad
I
with
don't
Dale.
see the,
I don't know why Dale thinks I'm
Oh,
mad with
okay.
him.
because of my beat the Dell and my 3 or 2 in a row J awards.
Okay, you might have
A
a
little
point.
animosity towards that. Yeah,
I
a
have a
little
point.
animosity towards that. Right. That's all I'm saying.
Are we fixing this or are we going on with our lives?
Let's work.
Let's
Yeah,
just
let's
do
get
it.
it.
Whatever. Screw it. I'll host the show. Hey, everybody. Welcome to SMIC 77 Players Choice,
Is
baby.
that how I sound?
back.
Is that?
Yeah, I
what-
wasn't gonna be the one to tell him.
JD sound like B Rabbit.
Oh man. Great chops by the way, Shaq. Great taco meat, JD. An awesome hat, Dell.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey,
Thank you.
wait a second though, because for the people that just are joining in, Dale reached out to the Slim Reaper,
Oh my
aka
God.
KD35, because I told you guys when I get information, I share it because I'm not a snake. Dale DM'd KD and he said, "Yo, we want you to come on the show." And what did KD say? He said, "Yes." So KD, if you want this work, bro, you're more than welcome, my guy. I know you're in here lurking probably right now. You're more than welcome, KD.
Mess.
There's
You're
actually probably a
mess.
negative % chance that he's lurking, but
Make your account Slim Reaper 35. Let's get it popping.
I only want if Kevin Durant actually came on the show, I would only want your 2 webcams for the whole show.
Dale has to
And I
mediate.
I'd want it just to be you two going at each other. That I am here for that.
Right.
Oh, players court.
Yes.
Players court for sure.
Yes.
That'd
Katie
be
no
crazy.
judge.
Count.
With no judge.
35.
With no judge.
No judge. No judge. We just eating popcorn or
No,
something.
you guys
Gloves
are
are
gonna
off.
you guys are gonna side with KD just because that's how you guys are, and I hate it. That's what I hate about this show.
Duh.
A celebrity comes on here, and you guys, you remember Dora
No.
last week? Ooh, Dora.
Wait, that's
Who
who
sided
like that?
Who sided
Not
with
you,
Dora?
Dale. Dale, you're gonna
Oh.
keep it 100.
So who was like, ooh, Dora? Who's that?
I don't know. The same people that's
That
gonna be
was
like,
KD.
ooh, KD, KD's killing Shaq. He's killing Shaq.
That sound like Shaq. That don't sound like me and JD.
It's for sure Shaq.
KD,
Nah,
I
it's
love you
JT
so
a little
much. KD, I'm
And
your
plus,
biggest fan.
JD wants a Sonic jersey.
Exactly.
You think KD can get me to turn on Bron?
No one could tell you to change your ways on anything, and he wouldn't try to make you turn from Braun, and you know that. It probably open your eyes to a different aspect of some
No,
things, though,
nothing
and that you already
KD
know. But
can change my mind about any way I think about him, and it's the same with Draymond.
that's not true. That's not true, and we're not going to dive into that. But that's not true, and we both know that's not true.
Katie, I think that we could be best friends.
Hi, KD.
All right, where we at? Where we starting at?
Hello, KD.
We're gonna start with Dennis Schroeder. I know, Chad, if you guys haven't heard or seen, him and Kyrie Irving going at it. But what happened was there was a confrontation on Saturday, and Dennis Schroeder, being a person of color, and obviously Kyrie is a person of color, he used the N-word. My personal beliefs is that if it's within the lines, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you know how we talk. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
In this case, not Dale because he doesn't use that word. But if I'm talking to Shaq and we have that endearment, that relationship, that history, I'm going to approach him like, bro, accountability, if he's out of pocket, whatever. Or if we're just joking, I'm going to use that word with him because he's my brother. You know what I'm saying? But if it's used in a derogatory way, it could be used as a invitation to let's bump, let's fight. You know what I'm saying? So it could be used both ways. And I think in this case, Dennis, he used it in a way to where, he wanted confrontation. He wanted to get in Kyrie's head. So, but knowing who Kyrie Irving is, where he's at in his life, Dennis Schroeder knew what he was doing because he knew how to incite him to throw him off his square. So I'm gonna throw it to Dale. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, honestly, I saw the video. I didn't know why they got ejected or why Kyrie was so mad, but I seen the video, and I don't think Schroeder said it in the way you're portraying it. I just think the fact that they're not that close and he said the word is what ticked Kyrie off or whatever the case may be. And like many of us could be like, oh, Kyrie being Kyrie, he hears that word in the locker room with KD, Jeff Green, whatever the case may be. But you view stuff differently when it's someone you're close to or whatever. He don't know Schroeder like that. Maybe he views Schroeder differently. Schroeder's European, and all that stuff. And he's not from the States and whatever the case may be, him growing up in Germany and all that. But I don't say the word and I don't knock anyone that says it in front of me. Like my own beliefs is for me, myself, not for me to change around what's around me in someone. Because if that's your belief and you say the word and I don't look at it no way. Kyrie is the stage of his life where it's like he's probably now getting the feel of that word, getting the feel of who he's coming into as a man, and then hearing it from shoulders like, bro, I don't bang with you like that. You ain't gonna call me that word. And I understand it. And I also understand the people that be like, Kyrie, we know you heard the word already, but you can't knock a person for finding a new belief in something and trying to change on something. So it's a two-sided sword, and it's a very difficult conversation, and it's more to say to it, but it could go on for the whole show. We could go back and forth with this topic.
Yeah, because you can really dive deep into it, and I think every point that you made is valid and it's important to bring context to this whole topic. But JD, I know before the show you're like, man, I don't eat this subject, right? But I gotta put you on blast because you've been around the culture, even though you respect it, you don't use the word. But what are your thoughts on this situation?
Yeah, see, this is where it's like I don't think that my opinion on the matter matters, because as a white guy, who am I to tell any black guy, girl, to whether you can or cannot say a word that it doesn't, I don't have a relationship with it. And historically, this has been a derogatory term. So it feels weird to even say you can or cannot say this as a black person. Like I just don't know that my opinion even matters in this. And I'd rather defer to my friends up here who can actually speak more intelligently on this. So that's where I'm at with it.
And see, and that's what I wanted. That's what I was trying to get out of you. That's transparency. And our audience, shout out to chat. You guys need to hear that too. We appreciate that, JD. But Shaq, tap in, brother. What are your thoughts?
Oh man, my thoughts are less about Dennis Schroeder and more about Kyrie Irving. Hi,
Of course,
KD.
of course.
Hi, Kevin. I know you're in here. First topic. I know you tapped in right now. Here's the problem. Kyrie is a contrarian. He likes to literally do these things all the time. If he can get a rise out of people, he will take any moment that he has to take a shot at anybody. The earth is flat. COVID, Black Lives Matter. Kyrie, when did you become the spokesman of the African American community? I understand that you have all of these gripes with the government and ethnicities and all of these things, but Kyrie, I just don't get it. I get it. Schroeder is European, but what does that have to do with him saying the N-word? Because if LeBron called you the N-word, you wouldn't have said a word to him, correct or not, Dale?
Honestly, from your beginning of your statement, I don't agree with nothing you just said.
Okay, and that's fine because I didn't agree with anything that you said, because the N-word is kind of like a religion. It's the same thing with Christianity or Judaism or Muslims. Like
You
people
can't
look
say
at,
that. You
how
cannot
can you not?
say
It's
that.
something that you, in the
Because,
sense of,
okay,
it's something
how
that
could
you.
it be a religion?
Can I finish?
So
Can I finish?
who's the
Can I
N-word
finish?
God? Who's
Can
the
I finish?
N-word God then?
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Sure.
Can I
Sure.
finish? Or no? Or are you just gonna interrupt me?
Go ahead.
Gosh, in the sense that you were taught this word from the beginning of your birth, correct? Same like any other religion, correct or not? So it is hard to tell somebody that you can't say a word that you have been taught means something else your entire life. And then you have some type of enlightenment and you want to tell the world about this enlightenment. And it's just like, it's the same with the, and this is a term, when people say Jesus freak, it's somebody who becomes a Christianity and they are just gun-ho about the religion. It's the same with Kyrie. Anything that he gets introduced to, that moment, he is the ultimate knowledge person about this topic. Nobody can tell him anything. He knows all. He takes this moment to go in the interview and say, oh man, my people were oppressed about this and this and this and this. So when did you learn this, Kyrie? Yesterday? It's no way, Kyrie. It's no way that you learned this yesterday. It's no way.
So
Kyrie does this all the time, Dale, and you sit here and defend him. No, I don't understand. You sit here. Kyrie can do anything along with Kevin Durant, and you will sit here and just explain it through their eyes every single time.
No, I'm explaining it through my eyes. I don't need other people's eyes to. I don't say the N-word, right? So how am I different from?
So why don't you say the N-word?
Well, this is the story. It was 2010. My academic advisor, I was in college. She showed us a video about race and all this stuff that goes back to like 19. It was old. And then it just showed how powerful that word made white people and how powerful it was to.
According to who?
To who? To hurt us.
According to who? According to who?
I'm watching the documentary.
How powerful this word was made by one race or another.
No, and according to the documentary I watched, the word wasn't made. This is my point. The word wasn't made up for. It's glorified now through us to brotherhood. How the word does uplift us. Like that's my brother. That's my whatever the case may be. But it doesn't start. It doesn't start there. We've just adapted a negative and made it a positive, which is fine. But that's still not the root of that word. No matter what you say, that's still not the root of that word. No Like you would say someone
Bro,
learned
it's the
something
same.
from
It's
birth.
the same with Christianity. It came from Europe, from white men, and it came over here and was taught to African Americans, and nobody says anything about that. But all of a sudden, the N-word's a problem. That's where we draw the line.
But everyone's not Christian though.
Okay.
That goes- you know what I'm saying?
So what is your point though? That's what I'm trying to figure out, because that's the same point that you're using right now. Just because you were taught this, where you had some
All I'm
enlightening
saying-
moment.
Yeah, it's not about enlightened moment. A person could not agree with something being taught. Like, I'm not saying Kyrie's right or wrong. I'm just saying I understand his stance. Not everyone thinks Kyrie's right.
I understand his stance too, but you understand if somebody said that the bunny rabbit was the president of the United States and Kyrie was like, oh, snaps, I think it is. He would go to the tallest building and just yell it out. And that's what I disagree with. That's the part. Because everything that he learns yesterday, he projects to the world like it is fact. Like it is fact.
You always take the
I'm not
earth
okay.
as being flat.
I'm not going to Kyrie for my African American studies. I'm just not. But thank you, Kyrie, for that lesson.
I'm not either though.
Thank you,
not
Kyrie,
going
for
to
that
either.
lesson.
All I'm saying, you just like you see the man and what he says based on his history, and you just get annoyed by the real words
No,
that he's saying.
because it's just funny to me that Kyrie uses that point in time. Out of all the time in Kyrie's last 48 hours, he uses that point in time to bring it up. It's ridiculous. It's laughable. Dennis Schroeder, who's European but still African American or still African, says, he called me the N-word. I'm about to go and make an example out of this. Kyrie, is it because he was kind of cooking you that game? Was it a foul?
I can't. Shaq is just not listening. He's just trolling continuously.
No, because Dale, anything that you says, and this is also the Kyrie, I see it both ways. But in the manner that Kyrie did this was like, I'm very selective in who I take shots at. And that's always how Kyrie has been. And it's annoying. I'm tired of it. It's annoying, Kyrie. I get it. You're an amazing player. But you don't have to open your mouth every time something comes to your head. Unless you want to come on the show and we can go to players' court. We can handle it like that.
Okay.
I would love to hear him in front of the Honorable Judge Deal.
Just Deal.
Also,
right.
just so you know, if Kyrie came on the show, I'm not stepping in. I'm literally just letting him go.
Right.
This is what I told you. Same with Dor last week. This is what I was talking about.
I can't. You referred the N-word to a religion in the same breath as Christianity. And that conversation would take the next 30 minutes to get to. So that's why I have to be quiet.
But that's fine because, that's fine. But I can respect that.
Right.
And you should respect it back.
I want to deep dive in it. I want to deep dive into that word so crazy.
In the sense that when I was raised, the N-word was a term of endearment. The same way that Christianity was religion, Jesus Christ is this, Jesus Christ is that, it's also the same. But it's up to me to decide, okay, what I'm going to take from this and what I'm not going to take from this. If I say that this means one thing, then it means that thing. The same way if I choose this religion over every other religion, that's because I want to choose that religion. So I don't see how you don't see how that's tied in together.
I'm going to tell you why. Because everything you've learned from a child to right now is not the same things you stand on. You opened your mind to other stuff and understand what you was doing before was wrong or what you learned. So that's
that's exactly what I'm saying. Just because one person says it's wrong, the same with Christianity and the N-word, doesn't mean that. What does that mean? What does that mean?
So everything you were taught from a young kid that was right or this is that your life or your life and everything is going in that same way. Everything. Nothing has changed. Nothing made you like. Of
course not. Of course not. But these are the two that I'm bringing together because there are so many similarities. There are so many similarities. But now
what you're bringing together is like maybe he learned that same way you did. The exact same thing about Christianity, N-word. Maybe he learned that exact same thing.
He used the word before.
And maybe 100. I've used the word before, but I stopped. That's my point. So, I used it. I used to use it. I saw Facebook memory the other day about it.
So would you have handled this situation like Kyrie did? I think we should just stop it there. Do you think that was right? Yes. Would you have singled out?
I would not. No, not singled out. He didn't single out. That's a person he got into a dispute with. He didn't look around and pick them.
That's why it's so convenient. It's convenient, Kyrie. Anytime it's convenient for him, he's gonna take the jab at it every single time. And these are facts.
So he went up to Schroeder like, "Yo, call me the N-word." So when they asked me in interview,
no. He was getting cooked by Schroeder, and Schroeder called him out. Okay. Bro, Schroeder said that like, come on. I read his lips. The way that he said that was not like, "Yo, Kyrie, I'm coming at you like that." It's just like, dang, bruh. Like, chill out. It ain't that serious. And Kyrie took it to the next level.
Okay. All right.
Hey, I think let's take this topic to the next level, right? Let's take this show to the next level with some quick hitters. How about that?
Right.
So check this out. Let's start with JD. You get 20 shots from half court, right? If you make 3 of them, you get $40 million. If you don't, 40 years in prison.
I do not
JD,
care.
would you
I
bet
do
that?
not care enough about potentially making $40 million to trade it for 40 years in prison, bro. That's 40 years of your life. Like, I could potentially make, if I work hard enough and get lucky enough, I could make 40 million in 40 years. Who knows? Maybe I don't. I probably won't, but I would rather take my chances on life than 20 shots from half court.
Hey, Dale, are you a bet man or are you gonna play it safe?
I'm a betting man, but I'm not taking this bet.
Why?
No, sir. 40 years in prison, the repercussion of that. I'll take this bet if I'm 80 years old.
Well, you know it's a wrap, huh?
Right. 80 years old me, I'm trying. But now, I'm more sad. I need that 40.
Okay. Shaq, how you feel about this? Are you taking this bet or what?
Yeah, I'm doing 2. I'm not doing 3 though. 3 is insane. 3 is insane.
If it was 2, I'm there. I'm all in on the Ace King offsuit.
Yeah, exactly. I'll take that. And also, prison is not a fun place. That's not where I want to go for 40 years. No, not for 40 million either. I don't think any money.
I ain't gonna be able to do it, so for sure.
Yo,
right.
40 years in prison though, I'd be pretty buff.
You would.
So there's a positive.
You'll also be like 70.
Yeah.
Right.
That's crazy.
Coming out looking stacked.
So Lamarcus Aldridge, I'm pretty sure, Chad, you guys heard the news that he retires because of a heart situation, heart problem. For me, like, he's had a successful career. Did he get the chip he wanted? No, but man, is he a Hall of Fame player? Like Shaq, do you think what do you think about the situation, and do you think he's going to be in the Hall of Fame?
I'll answer that question later, but this is a very unfortunate situation. Some guy that's kind of been above average his entire career, kind of always been on the fringe of superstar, but because of his personality, it never quite got there. And he also felt like he was wronged in Portland with B-Roy kind of outshining him, and I don't think that was wrong. B-Roy was absolutely unbelievable before his injury. #J Awards. But anyways, Lamarcus, this is super unfortunate for him, especially when it's something like a heart problem because there's so much uncertainty. So if I'm having these problems because I'm exercising and working out, then it's like, how do I fix this problem? By not exercising, not working out, not going as hard. And the heart is kind of the most vital part of your body other than the brain, but you can't live without either of them. So I think that it's about even in those aspects. But I feel bad for Lamarcus. I hope if the Nets do happen to pull out a ring, he's awarded with it. I don't know how that works. But, I don't think he needs a ring to solidify his career at all. He's at the tail end. He was still hooping. He was starting for the Nets. But, with everything that's going on in the world with COVID, I think seeing how precious life is, even with Kobe, it's like sometimes things aren't worth it. I have the money. I'm a millionaire. I'm set for the rest of my life. I'm not about to risk it. So that's how I feel about this situation.
JD, do you feel the same way?
I was kind of going to approach it from a different angle of, well, first of all, I guess echoing Shaq's words of this is extremely unfortunate. And I hope that, he can live the rest of his life in good health. I hope that this doesn't affect him long term. I know that you have to take a step back from strenuous, physical activities when it's something as serious as a heart issue, and it was irregular heartbeat, right?
Yeah, he's had it since his rookie year.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So Yeah, no, I wish him the best of health. It's unfortunate that it's forcing him to retire, but I actually went and dug in a little bit more in just his stats, and I also didn't know how old he was. I think he's 35, so he's kind of approaching the tail end of his career anyway. So I guess the positive that you can take out of this is, if this was going to happen, at least it happened at the tail end of his career, and it didn't happen, 3-4 years in when he's starting to come up as an all-star, and then he turns into a what if. So I'm happy that he still had a lengthy, successful NBA career. It's unfortunate the way that it has to end. He can't retire, on his own terms. But I think that he still had a successful career, even if he doesn't end up getting a ring. He was still always, like you said, Shaq, above average, consistent throughout his entire career. But yeah, I wish him the best of luck in life and in good health.
Yeah, I agree, Shaq. But Dale, I'm looking at the chat right now, and I put that question out there to Shaq to start with. Is he a Hall of Famer? And I see Losing Impossible said he's a second ballot Hall of Famer. Do you feel like he's a second ballot?
He's a Hall of Famer. He could be possibly. He may be second ballot though. I think he's a Hall of Famer. You gotta look at guys that were second ballot, like the Reggie Millers of the world, who's, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of second ballot all up there. But I think he's a second ballot Hall of Famer. And I always loved Lamarcus' game. And when he came to Brooklyn, Shaq wasn't feeling it. Remember Shaq?
I'm not gonna comment on this right now. You
Why,
can't buy a championship though.
No one's okay. But yeah, man, it's unfortunate. I saw this when this popped up. I was like, damn, that's crazy. But like family, man, you know what I'm saying? And you can't, it's not like you twist an ankle or you got hurt or something that can recover. You can't see that problem. A regular heartbeat, you hear anything with the heart. Yeah, like he's fulfilled in his career already enough. Like, yo, I'm good. Like, and he's probably just more relieved than anything right now, especially with a COVID year, how the season been up and down, COVID testing and all this stuff. Like, he's probably more relieved than ever. Now he gets to spend time with his kids and just relish in his glory. He had a hell of a career.
Yeah, I agree with all of you guys. Shout out to Lamarcus Aldridge. Wish you the best, brother. Let's keep it pushing. Talking about the East, right? The Nets or the Sixers? JD, who you got?
This is tough. Part of me wishes that one was in the East, one was in the West, because this is actually a championship I'd like to see this year. What I like about the Sixers is that I think when you stack them up against Brooklyn, go ahead.
Don't pause. Why is Brett Brown here? Who's that white man?
Who's that?
It should be Doc Rivers.
What? Yes, it was. You said, who did this?
It was me.
Okay. All right.
Hey, yo, Dale, beat the Dale later. Beat the Dale later. I have a possible 10 questions from easy to hard. I'm going 5 hard in a row. Yo, bet under on beat the Dale.
Yo, that was why I'm like, why is Brett there? He got fired.
It was the perfect edit.
All right, my fault, JD. My fault.
No, you're good. You're good.
You're good. Wondering what's up with the tech guy.
I think a healthy Sixers team is scary, especially defensively. Not to take away from their offense, but I mean, Brooklyn edges them out by far on the offensive side. I think their firepower is far superior to any team in the NBA right now. I'm taking them over anyone on the offensive end. You got Ben Simmons and Embiid. On defense, those guys can, I'm not going to say lock. I'm not saying Ben Simmons is going to lock anyone up on Brooklyn, but, that's the best chance on the Sixers to try and stop a KD, James Harden, a Kyrie, and then you got Embiid stuffing up, blocking up the middle. So I like this matchup. I think that the Nets edge this one out because I think their offensive firepower is too much. It's just going to wear on their defense, on the Sixers defense. and I still have the Nets going to the NBA Finals.
Yeah, that's crazy. That would be a crazy matchup, and to your point, JD, I would want to see that too. But Shaq, I
Philly.
know how you coming at this.
Philadelphia 76ers. You want me to keep going?
The one coached by Doc Rivers or Brett Brown?
Brett Brown.
Who is that white man?
The Brett. That was a funny
Who's
guy
the
today.
white man
bro.
with the Rick Ross?
Listen, I'm telling you right now, the 76ers are beating the Nets, and this is why, man. Bro, you cannot just show up to work and cut the on and off switch. Jay, when you go in and working out and you're training with your athletes, is there an off and on switch where you just walk in and be like, oh man, all right, I'm just about to cut it on? You can do that some days. It's sustainable at some level, but not at the highest level. So Kyrie, I get it. You're a newly found Muslim. You've had another enlightenment. You're celebrating Ramadan, and you're fasting. I get it. Kudos to you. Not mad at that at all. You're taking games off. This is just the stuff that Kyrie Irving gets away with in today's league is just unbelievable. Dale, and you know it. So with all that being said, you guys have had so many different roster changes, so many different lineups. You're trying to buy the league. KD has been injured. James has been injured. And now Kyrie has also been injured. And they play, 7, 8 games together, 9 games? I don't know. Dale, I'm sure you have that stat. But no NBA champion can just turn it on like that. And that's what I'm trying to say. It's just, tell me an NBA team that has just turned it on like that. After so many discrepancies during the season. I get it, you guys are talented, but you guys you got your work cut out for you in the East, and that's all I'm gonna say. And especially having to go through these guys and then having to face LA in the finals, which LA is now going to the finals because Utah had an untimely demise. I'm sorry about that. And also the same with Denver. So they're not going to be 100%. So it's going to be a cakewalk for LA and the Clippers, and for the Lakers and the Clippers. And the Clippers know they can't beat LA. And this is going to be really interesting. You have defensive player 1 and 2 up against the best offense in the league. Offense sells tickets. Defense wins games.
Got you.
Tap in, Dale. I know you about to unload some stuff on Shaq.
I'm not gonna unload on Shaq. Shaq repeats this stuff every week. He hates Brooklyn. He hates this. He hates that. It's fine. But I'm going with Brooklyn. It's going to be a hell of a series. I got Brooklyn in 6. I love Philly and what they're doing. I'm a huge fan of Doc Rivers. Look at Brooklyn.
Do you think Brooklyn in 6 if they get number 2 seed?
Look at this. Hold on. Look at the Sixers team. Number 0 is on the Mavs now. Number 42 is being benched by the OKC. Look what Shaq is doing. You see what he's doing? You see all Shaq technical difficulties? You don't even know the Sixers team he's picking over my Brooklyn.
It's because
he don't even know. He don't even nah. I'm calling him out. The Sixers team he's picking to beat my Brooklyn Nets. You don't even know which one to put up there. I'm going Brooklyn in 6.
I show you again. Wait, hold on. That was Boban.
Yeah, that's the pitfalls when you building a show and trying to create something. It always isn't going to be perfect. But thank you, Dale, for calling it out every single time. So next week I only do better in killing you and beat the Dale. You're never going to win and beat the Dale.
Just so you know, Dale.
Jack, can we please put something up? If the Nets win the NBA Finals this year, will you buy a Kevin Durant Brooklyn Nets jersey
and wear it on the show?
No, I can't do that. My chest.
He's not doing that. He's not doing that.
My chest will hurt.
No, I'll put that up. I'll put that up. But Dale has to be something different because he probably has a lot of LeBron James jerseys over there in the closet. Dale, it's time to come out of the closet.
I got Bron stuff. I got Bron shoes. I got all that stuff. Exactly. Can I ask y'all a question? Like Shaq and you guys, seriously, do y'all consider me a LeBron hater as much as Shaq goes on
1,000%, because all you do is backhanded comments. I do the same thing without the backhanded comments. I just don't add that.
I'm not asking you. I don't. What do I backhand comment? LeBron is in my top 3 players ever. KD doesn't make your top 20.
He makes my top 20.
And you don't like him as a person.
He makes my top 20 easily. He makes my top 15 easily. Actually, maybe top 10.
Right, but you see what I'm saying though? Like, there's no backhanded comment. Anything I say about Bron, King narrative, King 1-2. It's all truth. You go sick, bro, and it's so strange. I'm like, damn, when did it happen?
I really like
Like,
this
what-
poll, by the way.
Was it?
I told you guys over
Right,
and
great
over,
poll.
I am a hater. I am a hater, but some things
And
deserve
listen,
to be hated
you
on.
must. If I win a poll versus Shaq in anything, you must know it's really happening.
Our audience is
It's
growing.
really happening. Or are they mad that he's in the States and he left Green, the Reds?
Yo, listen, KD.
Because, yo,
listen, I don't
Shaq-
hate KD that
Hold
much.
on. We found KD in the chat. It's Dark Soul Knight 0.
1000%. KD,
You
thanks
guys
for joining us. Yeah, hey,
Dark Soul Night.
hold on, Dale. I got
guys are
scared. My
crazy.
heart dropped. I was like, oh, I'm about to have to start backtracking. I'm sorry, KD.
You're crazy.
Lord Durant.
Lord.
Nah, you guys are wild, man. Nah, Shaq, I didn't know you were this type of hater when it comes to it.
I'm not. I just don't think they're
Right.
going to make it out of the East. I do think the 76ers are going to make it out of the East. That team has been together 2 or 3 years. They have a better core. You can't just slap players together. The Lakers learned that the hard way back in 2000, and Dale, you probably know. But it didn't work then, and it's not going to work now. You can't just throw a bunch of players on the team and think you're going to win a championship.
Okay.
I think it's
It happened.
time for
It
some
happened.
quick
It
hitters.
happened with Braun.
Hold on, wait though,
Second year.
Hold on. Quick
Second
question. Which KD championship are we giving him?
Both.
Okay, all right, and this one.
Yeah. Yeah, they win this one for sure.
So what about last
100%.
week when KD got clapped up by LA on minutes restrictions?
Great win. What about it? The same way when Brooklyn beat Lakers, I didn't say nothing about the regular season. We didn't have that debate. I didn't talk
But
about
KD
it.
was playing though.
We didn't. So Braun was playing. Wasn't LeBron playing?
Yo, KD has.
LeBron was playing.
KD, this is 3 of the
Hold
top.
on.
This is
LeBron
3
was
of the
playing.
top 6 or 7 players in the NBA. Correct?
Why are you changing your stance? You forgot Braun was playing that game. That's why you said KD was playing. You forgot. That slipped your little mind. That's a little
No, it
bit.
didn't.
slipped.
LeBron
You
has
forgot.
done this over. He brought. He took Booby and those guys to a 66-win season and to the finals. KD could never.
That's what's up.
My guy would never. Hey, my guy would never.
Yo, Jay, it's on you, Jay. I'm not doing
Yeah.
this. I swear.
Y'all ready for some
I'm
quick
not.
hitters?
Yeah, let's get it, my brother.
I love
I'm
you,
not
Kevin.
doing this.
I love you, Kevin.
You copping deuces, Kev. Kev.
Yo.
Hey,
bro.
so let's talk about D Wade, man. I love D Wade's game, but I love who he is as a person. Like everything he's doing off the court. He buys some ownership stake in the Utah Jazz. I think that's boss. Like we haven't seen this since MJ, right? So now
Right,
seeing it
right,
again
right.
from D Wade, somebody not as, he's not like LeBron and KD, but he's like second tier, right? So to see that happen, like, oh wow, like he's making moves, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Shaq, what do you think about this, man? Is D Wade giving you hope?
No, this is boss moves, man, and I feel like D Wade's always kind of been about that. He's trying to find his lane off the court after his Hall of Fame career, and I just don't like the Utah Jazz, and nothing wrong with the Jazz, but I've been there a few
Just
times.
no one picks him in 2K.
Exactly, I've been there probably this year. I've been there a few times, when I was playing at Arizona State.
Same
Those
here.
flights aren't good. Those flights are crazy flying into those mountains with the cold weather. The city, I don't think there's one club in the entire city. Trust me, we were looking. But, D-Wade isn't there for that. So, hopefully he can build up. He said he wants a more hands-on approach. I'm curious to see what that'll be.
JD, what are your thoughts on this?
I'm pretty positive. I could be making this up. I'm pretty positive that D Wade sat down for an interview either at the tail end of his career or immediately after he retired, and he was transparent and honest in saying that he was a little terrified going into retirement because all he knew was basketball. So he's like, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? And to see what he's done post basketball has been amazing. Like you said, Jay, I loved him as a basketball player. I love him for who he is as a person as well. And just love to see him continue to see success off the court. And what's also amazing about this is more black male representation for on an ownership or in an ownership group in the NBA. Would love to see more representation in ownership groups, upper management, executives in the NBA. So this is just positive all around. Love to see it.
Man, great point, JD. You hit it on the head. Dale, what are your thoughts on this, man?
No, this is dope. I actually, before it came out, I think because my brother works for the Jazz, so I think he was saying something like this.
Conspiracy brother?
So no, Conspiracy Brother's actually here with me. He played in that first game, got hurt.
Oh my God!
He played in that first game, got hurt. He's over there. I'll talk about him after this take. He's a different type of human being.
Conspiracy brother,
anyway,
by the way.
He's crazy. But yeah, man. So it's dope as hell, and it's even dope. The owner of the Jazz, he's fairly young himself, I think, right? Like the new owner, he's about mid-30s or early 40s.
I don't know
or
how
something.
old he is,
so
but he's younger.
I think that's also probably what will make it easier for D Wade, because if that guy's around that age, he's looking at D Wade as someone. Yeah, he's older, but he could also look into like, damn, like he probably used to idolize D Wade while he was playing, and you know what I'm saying. And so it's probably more freedom for D Wade to really take like he said, a more hands-on approach and like step into this like not blind, like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not trying to be the face. Because, many players, it's always a lot of backlash about Utah and how their fans are and how they are to the minority. Well, how they are to blacks and how they talk with the fans and all that stuff. So D Wade headed up there. I know he's not going up there with the face just to be the face of that, but to like really like bring some change or like just trying to see for himself. Because he'll have to be in Utah.
Dale, my thing is, and this is a question for you, because we both know how much money it takes to buy ownership stake into the Utah Jazz. How much do you actually think he put in to actually get some type of return?
Well,
it can't be over 20 million.
Like that's but no, I'm just thinking percentage wise. What you want to say about 2%, 3%?
Yeah, it's so small. Because you got to understand, they could probably sell this franchise for a bill.
Right, so maybe 2%, maybe 3%. But if so, like Jay-Z had a stake in the Brooklyn Nets, right? And it wasn't even a percentage; it was like 0.8. But when he sold that back, he made about $8 million or something. You know what I'm saying? He flipped it. So but I don't think D Wade is on that approach of Jay-Z was in terms of being the face of a Brooklyn, of just adding that allure. Like, yeah, Jay-Z's a part ownership and we're coming to Brooklyn. I think Wade is really attacking that. Like, nah, I'm trying to build. So that should go well for him. I think it's going to be dope because he has a great personality for it.
So I wonder if he's going to be in the capacity of like a GM. Like, how hands-on is he? Like, we should draft this kid.
I don't think any of that. No, I don't think GM. I think he'll put his voice. I think he'll voice his opinion. But I don't think most owners is saying, "Oh, I'm going to draft this kid." Like, most
Mark Cuban is.
Yeah, Mark Cuban, but his dynamic has always been different. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mark Cuban, you're not looking at Mark Cuban like, I'm not thinking Steve Ballmer's in there telling, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Telling Ty Lue who to draft and all that. But Mark Cuban has always been hands-on and etc. He go on the first take. He does all this stuff. He's more of a GM than he's an owner, to be honest. Like, he's more of that nature. I don't even know who's the Mavericks GM. Who is it? The coach? You know what I'm saying? I don't even know who control. Like, I really don't know. Like, for all these,
because they like it
know
that
who
way.
The GM is, right? Exactly, because Mark Cuban is just so hands on. But yeah, I think he'll probably have more say in that because he knows basketball and he's gonna look out for his Marquette veterans for sure. Now,
the Dallas Mavericks GM is Donnie Nelson.
Oh, his son is still there. Okay.
That's dope.
Okay.
Y'all ready for the buy or sell joints?
Hey, it's me.
Yeah, let's go, JD.
Mario.
Go ahead, JD.
It's me.
Yo, Jay, you gonna do this by yourself?
Hey, you want me to do it? Hey, I'll do it. Jay, you want to tap into buy or sell this week?
Yeah, might as well. Let's switch it up.
All right, let's get it. Gentlemen, buying or selling Ben Simmons Defensive Player of the Year? Shaq.
This is a huge buy. And if it isn't him, it's Joel Embiid, and that's all I have to say about that. I don't even think there's any other contestants, actually. It has to be Ben Simmons. And I
JB.
told you guys about Ben Simmons as well. How lethal he was.
I'm buying it because I think he deserves it. But you can argue my man Turner for the Pacers, right? Like he's been balling out this year too. So like they people are sleeping on him, but he's been very productive. Of course, Rudy Gobert is up there, but I'm buying Ben this year for sure.
All right, Mr. James.
I'm buying Ben also, and I like Gobert, I like Turner, but I'm buying Ben because when you do this, when you go in the media and you talk about defense and you say you're this, the media just grabs onto them words, and I feel the media is going to vote for him just based on his last couple of interviews he did about this award, which is like pretty low hanging, but I get it.
Who's he?
Fair play, Ben Simmons. New York Knicks will become a powerhouse in the East. Shaq.
Yeah, I think so. Just by process of elimination, other teams are falling and they're rising. I think you give it 4 or 5 years and they could be in the semifinals.
4 or
JB.
5 years, wow.
Who's their coach again?
Tom Thibodeau.
Okay, so therefore I would say yes. If the owner, who's their owner again?
James Dolan.
If he stays out of the coach's way, yes. You see what Coach did for Chicago? He's doing the same thing for the New York Knicks. I'm buying it.
Dell.
I'm buying it big time. I've been on this show as a quote unquote unspoken Brooklyn Nets fan, but I'm a diehard New York Knicks fan. If you will go back to our first show, we had when the news popped, I'll let y'all know, when the news popped of KD going to Brooklyn, we had a big disagreement on that. The message was little, it was little out there. I really thought him and Kyrie was going to be a Knick, but I'm a huge Knick fan, man, and for them to be in the 6th position in the East and playing so well, playing hard, it's crazy they can't have fans to have the Garden rocking as how it would be based on how they playing, but Shaq said 5 years. I think if they on this, the way they going, how hard they play, they need a couple solid pieces, a little Devin Booker, Karl Anthony Towns pull up. I think we'll make some noise in the East pretty soon.
Score in a center. I think.
What do you think? Series? I don't think they can win 2 playoff
I think they go to second round. I think they could go to the second round.
To the second round. They can go.
Yeah.
Hey, are you guys buying or selling this atrocious Kyle Kuzma outfit? Shaq.
It's a tough one, man. Look at
Tough?
Kuz.
I can't see it. Oh,
I'm selling this for free for a napkin.
Jesus Christmas.
It's all about perspective.
Yeah.
What is the perspective on?
And you're gonna get a first-hand perspective looking in his mirror on his coat.
I'm not a fan of that one.
This is a buy for me. I like it.
Gross.
But I'm not the
JB.
fashion guy.
So I think you would consider me and Dale the fashion guys of the show. And I think it's all about perspective and where you've traveled, right, around the world. If you've been only in the States, then you will only have a closed mind. But Dale and Shaq, you guys been all across this world. And I know you guys seen a lot of stuff in France that you haven't seen yet in the United States. But I think he's just cultured. He's just well-traveled. And I can appreciate him expressing himself. So I'm buying it.
When he looks in a mirror with that thing on, he sees a billion of himself. He's entering the Matrix. Yeah. Dale, what do you think?
I don't think this is expressing himself. I think this is like I guess unless it's like, I don't think he'll wear that again. I don't think he got that with an outfit in a different color. I think it's one and done. It's a one and done shot.
With murder.
For real.
Yeah, but I'm always off for people dressing the way they want, but this one I didn't get. His best outfit, his best thing is the mask, and that's it.
Lamarcus Aldridge will make the Hall of Fame. Shaq.
Yeah, sympathy votes. And that's all I got on that.
Sympathy votes.
Jay.
Yeah, yes, it's tough. I think second ballot. He will make it on the strength of he did enough above average, and he hasn't been a problem in the NBA. So, yes, I'm buying.
Dell.
I'm buying also. I think he gets in.
My favorite one for the segment, buying or selling Dogecoin. I'm buying all day, baby.
I'm buying.
Yeah, I'm buying. I'm buying Doge. Listen, Doge went so crazy the other day that my Robinhood was restricted. I couldn't even take out my earnings.
Yeah, it's too much going on.
Doge went stupid. When I tell you, I know it's gonna go down by the time the restriction, but I'm like, it's okay, it's fine.
Robinhood's gonna go bankrupt by the time I take out my Dogecoin.
Doge was snapping. Like one of my guys, he was able to take his 44K out from Doge.
Come up.
Yeah, bro, what he bought I think 4,000. When me and you were talking about it, Shaq, he put like 4,000 on it, and then it was 44. He was like, "Whoa,
I'm gone."
Yeah, he got out.
I'm
got
gone.
out of there quick.
Out of there.
That's tough.
He won.
Yeah.
I'm holding. Jay. Oh
no! Speak for me, sir.
Look, it's me again, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into halftime, but make sure that you stick around because right after halftime, we're getting into the J Awards. You're not going to want to miss this one. It's the best player's career ruined by injury, and JD's going to win, baby.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. By the way.
Uno. We back. Ooh. What did you say, Shaq?
Uno. Wild card.
Oh, draw four. Oh, man.
Hey, Jordan. Pretty lights.
Oh.
Hey, Dale, you talking to KD?
No.
Yeah, he's taking a video right now. The screen's circling me like,
right.
Yo, here's the guy.
We got a couple of good questions here.
Exactly
do you guys want to grab one of these, or do you want to grab a couple of these?
Let's grab two.
You guys not listening to what Dale's saying?
What did he say?
Oh man!
Wait, what did he say?
Hey, but Dale, based on what a lot of factors from the past and now.
Yeah, just a lot of like.
He's seen me on some stories. Oh, that's
he's
funny.
A bad guy. Like a repost defending. Like he's an idiot.
we got a couple like I think quick hitters. Who gets MVP is one. I think we can get that out of the way quick.
Jokic.
Aren't we back?
Back again.
Yeah, we're back.
Who do you got for MVP?
Jokic gets
Me?
MVP.
Yeah.
Joel.
I would say Embiid as well.
I had James before he got hurt, but then Joel came back on a man in the mission still.
Bro, anytime
Jay, who do
the
you
NBA
got?
Can play their Euro Uno card, they're gonna play it, and they have the opportunity to give it to Jokic, and they're giving it to him.
Back to back Europe.
Back to back to back. That's the low hanging fruit for the NBA.
Would you rather have a short prime but one of the best ones ever, or would you rather have a long-lasting prime with more than average numbers? I feel like the way you phrase that question, of course, you'd rather have a long-lasting prime. I mean, if the question was, would you rather have a short but amazing career or a long below average career?
Who has had a short prime where it was just like you came in, knocked out a bunch of championships, and got out of there?
I don't think anyone's done that, but
MJ could have, I guess, kind of.
Yeah,
but he had a long career. All right, let's get to
He's
Zion.
The GOAT. He shouldn't be in any of these questions.
Zion bust or not? I mean, I think he's proving that he's not a bust.
No,
that's right. Who asked that?
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
All right.
Call him out, JD.
All right. What's your guys' Scumbag George? What's your guys' favorite Pokemon?
I'm a huge Charizard fan.
I like Charizard too, actually. Now that you say
I don't know enough about Pokemon.
I was going to say Charizard too, so this is awkward.
Let's ask the Punisher.
He was
AKA
elite.
Snorlax.
Snorlax Punisher. You see how Dale did that? Like, you see what he just did? Chad, did you guys see what Dale did?
I didn't do
Everybody
anything. Y'all
said
brought it up.
Zion. Zion's gonna
Sub-Zero.
be the next
Get
LeBron.
over here.
I used to have a Charizard holographic card, but
Yo, has anybody seen that new Mortal Kombat movie? I seen it got a 7.5 on Internet Movie Database, so I feel like it's worth a watch.
It's out already?
Yeah,
It's out?
it came. Yeah, I seen it on that website, Dale, and I was like, I want to watch this
Oh.
really bad.
Oh, wow. Listen, Shaq, you just made my day much better. I haven't been watching anything, but tonight
Bro,
I'm downloading that
it
for
looks
my
like a
trip back.
movie. Like it looks like there's a storyline,
Yeah.
good actors. They were
Dale,
going after it.
can you guys share that in the group chat?
Right.
Like, why don't me and JD have access to that?
Ooh, Dale, I don't know how many people can be on it at once, man. You know, he graced me with the password. You know, I ain't no hater, but
Listen.
But you are.
We all could be on it.
the fact that you can
And
download.
if ever I try to log in and then it says too much users, when y'all know the password change, it's because of that. But until I'm not clipped, it's all love.
The download factor, and you might want to put. I don't. What's that website? The fact that you can download the episodes is just game changing. It really is.
Game changing.
It's not. It's
Right,
like Flex.
right.
What is it, Dale?
I
Flexi.io
don't know.
something.
I'm not gonna put it out there. I'm gonna put it in our chat, and we're gonna go from there.
Amazing website. I was not a believer. Amazing website, crystal clear.
You a believer now?
Yeah, I'm
So
a
is it
believer.
better than the one you said you had?
The difference is that I can just do that on the
Right.
Fire Stick and just boom. But if I want to watch the Flexi joint, I got to go to the website inside the Fire Stick. So that's the only difference. But like if I'm on the road flying, I can just download it to my laptop and it's just crystal clear quality. It's amazing.
on the road again. Well, I'm going to tell you, I am anxious for this J Awards.
Are we ready?
Right.
Who's first?
I think I'm second.
I think JD. No, I think you might be last, Shaq. I think
Please.
JD is first.
Yeah, I haven't been first in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think JD is first. Shaq,
right.
you're last, Shaq.
Okay. Even better.
The J Awards. Since there's no audio, I'd give a little voiceover.
What up, Jay?
Hey, yo, what up? What up, guys? Jay, you're stepping in this week?
Nah.
Oh, Jay, you got 5 awards. Yo, listen. Yo, Jay, you see the score, right? It's time for some home cooking. It's time for some home cooking. I never thought I'd have to say that, but like you letting this get out of hand. You letting one person run away, and that's not cool. And I'm going to leave it at that.
Yo, you see how he trying to throw the home team in there?
Right.
Same project. Same church.
Yeah.
He just threw that in there in the trenches. You know what I'm saying?
Get it.
Yeah.
All right, who's first?
It's me.
Disney.
All right, let's go, JD.
All right, so I'm gonna start this a little bit different this week, and I'm going to ask you all a question. My first question is, where do you rank Kobe Bryant on your all-time list?
He's second on my all-time list.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shaq?
6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay, top 10. That's not bad. Jay?
I would say, yeah, I would have to agree with Dale. He had to be second to MJ.
So Kobe Bryant was quoted saying this about the player that was the best player whose career was ruined by injury. Kobe Bryant, when asked which NBA player was the toughest for him to guard, he said, Roy, 365 days, 7 days a week. Roy has no weaknesses in his game. My player is Brandon Roy. Amazing 4 or 5 years, I think, is what he had. 2006 to 2011, averaged 19, 4, and 5. Had knee issues throughout his entire career, and that's what ended up putting him out. 2007, Rookie of the Year. He was on the Blazers with Lamarcus Aldridge and Greg Oden. Greg Oden's another one of those players that's a what if. Didn't even seem like he had an NBA career. It kind of, if you blink, you didn't even get to see what he did. Imagine if Brandon Roy and Greg Oden were healthy throughout their careers, what that Blazers team could have done. I think they could have made some amazing runs. But Brandon Roy, as an individual, is probably the biggest what if in the NBA ever. He could have been one of the greatest players to ever play in the NBA if he would have actually been able to play a full career, 10 plus years.
That's a rubber band, but I get it.
That is completely inaccurate, but okay, go on. I'm sorry.
I'm done.
Okay.
Oh my.
So just so you guys know, I already, I have somebody in mind, but I want you guys to
so rigged.
I want you guys to keep that in mind. So continue.
All right.
And so we don't even have to argue. Just say your names. You don't even have to present.
I'm presenting my case. I was back and forth on two guys, but I'm gonna go by the one name. He's now the head coach of Memphis University. His name is Penny Hardaway. What Penny was to the NBA at the time, he was the first big guard, the first versatile this, the first with flair. Like you had Magic with the no look, but Penny had handles like crossovers, dunking on people. He came out with the foams. He had the sneaker deal. He had the commercials. He had the doors. When you look at Jordan and people talk about his competitiveness, the same way you could bring up Kobe and Brandon Roy, Michael Jordan only played in one game without his Jordan shoes on. You know whose shoes he had on then? Penny Hardaway. He was like, nah, that guy is special. When Penny got hurt and him coming back and seeing what he became, it was totally, totally different. If the way you talk about Brandon Roy, the world will say if Penny would have never got injured, he for sure would have been a top 20s, top 30 basketball player. What he did for the Magic, what he did with Shaq telling him, nah, trade Webber, I want Penny Hardaway to come play with me. That's who I want. And everybody knowing all that, I got Penny as the best player that injuries derailed.
Okay. That.
How can I put this? We all know what the correct answer. I know it. Dale knows it. Jay knows it. And now, Jay, you're about to know it. About 9 years ago is when the madness first happened for my man D Rose. Torn ACL, misses next season. Comes back, right knee surgery, out for the season. Comes back, sprained ankle, left ankle sprained, strained hamstring the other side. Torn right knee meniscus, orbital fracture, sprained left knee, right hamstring tendonitis, sprained knee, sore leg, right hamstring tendonitis, left abductor strain, sore elbow, back strain, back spasm, sprained left ankle, right foot injury, and then in 2017 torn meniscus. If it isn't,
are you doing the hokey pokey?
If it isn't Derrick Rose, I don't know who it possibly could be. Are you guys kidding me? And that's when you say B. Roy possibly was the greatest robbery of the NBA? No, there's plenty more before B. Roy. You got Yao Ming that was robbed. We got robbed of Yao Ming's greatness, the first big true mid-range shooter coming in at 7'6" from China. Like, let's be real. His career was cut short because of that. Now, D. Rose, MVP, the youngest MVP at the time. He signs an Adidas deal for $250. What does he do? He sets it up so all of his boys get the money. Are you guys serious right now? These are business moves.
Good job. That was good.
Business moves that's protecting himself from injury. And these are one of the cases where the injuries happen. If D. Rose would have had the career that he was supposed to have, you talk about a short prime. That is the closest thing to short prime you're ever going to see.
He would be Russell Westbrook. Let's not go there, but that's next.
That's completely 100% false. KD is not leaving D Rose. He's not. Those are character.
How many years has D Rose been in the NBA?
I don't know how it gets to that, but he would. That's what it would be. Would you rather some Nike foams or some Adidas Rose? I don't know. This is what I'm saying. I get it.
How many years has D Rose been in the NBA, Shaq?
09.
Jay, it's on you. It's on you, Jay. Your call, brother.
Here, what do you guys see right here? This is who I picked.
I can't see.
T-Mac.
I thought you guys were going to say T-Mac.
I
But
feel like
based
T-Mac
off
had
of
a
what
great
you-
career.
He did, and he was insanely talented. But off of what you guys had said, like how long was D Rose in that spotlight before he got?
Wait, hold on. Based on you picking T-Mac and Penny being T-Mac's
No,
favorite
listen,
player, I want
listen.
D Rose
listen.
won
okay,
MVP
thanks.
in 2010, and then his knee issues happened in 2012.
Okay. So when did he get drafted?
09, where he won Rookie of the
2009.
Year.
Oh,
You went from Rookie of the
okay.
Year to MVP to torn ACL. Like, if you talk about projection cut short, it's not even close.
Jay, Derrick Rose is also still an active player in the NBA. Just want to throw that out there.
He is, but
He is.
then why is he?
Right
why
now,
is
as
he?
we speak, he has 15 points.
So why is he unanimously voted as the person that got robbed by NBA players? Oh man, we wish we could have seen what D Rose would be. Oh man, D Rose's career was cut short by injury. Like who else did they say that?
They say that about Penny Hardaway. And honestly, who are my other choice, Grant Hill.
Did Penny ever win an MVP award?
And Dale, you're right. Grant Hill is one of those guys too. That what if?
I'm talking about
This is
so
tough.
we're talking about best players. So who out of these players won an MVP?
Oh.
I'm just curious.
No. Like so.
Okay.
Shaq, we get that.
It's a
Shaq.
good point,
We
right?
get that.
It's
We
best
get
players
that
ruined by
point. We get
best players
that.
career.
But let me ask you a question honestly, Shaq. You know Penny Hardaway.
You know
You
that
think
I'm winning
D-Rose
this.
is
I'm not
better than Penny
answering any
Hardaway?
questions. I block you, Dale. Shannon Sharp edition. I block you, KD. I'm not gonna. If you want to talk about this off air, I'm not about to incriminate myself for Jay.
Shaq is trying to rob
right,
the Jay
right.
Awards.
No,
I'm not
like,
about to incriminate.
It's no robbery. Like I love like those guys that you guys just mentioned. Awesome job, awesome picks. I didn't see enough of Brandon Roy like you guys are saying like for me to make my decision. I seen plenty of D Rose. I grew up with Penny, like idolized him. But if I have to pick an award, this no cap. This is not because of what was put out there. I got to go with Shaq because D Rose was that guy cooking boys.
Yo, hold on, pause. That was the fastest 6 I've seen change in my life.
That's my
And
spot.
it was changed in a different.
Because that's my box.
And it was changed.
I didn't even finish, and it was changed.
It was changed before he even. He said,
I
"Shit,"
deserve
and it was
that
6.
Jay Award. I deserve that Jay Award.
Wait,
After the
wow.
dog debacle.
When you guys picked, like, who picked first? Who said I had this person first?
Bro, I picked first, and Jay, based on how you prefaced how you were going to give
picked
this
last.
award out, you said, I haven't seen enough of Brandon Roy's career. My point exactly. We didn't get to see his career, and he was elevating like this. This was his trajectory. And then like this. But Derrick Rose went like this. We MVP, we boo, we.
No.
Hey,
no,
but
no.
the crazy thing is D Rose is still producing. You went from here, the highest, to here, and then now you're coming back to be a productive player. Like those two guys didn't do that.
It's
So,
impressive.
Best
It's
careers,
impressive.
like it's still been written. So I got to go with D Rose.
It's
I hate
As much as I
Okay,
love Penny.
so but honestly, what you just said, Jay, is the reason he shouldn't. He can't possibly. You see what I'm saying?
No,
Injuries
because
derailed
he's
them
not
to an
at the
ex-
caliber that he would have been at.
I'm talking to. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. You see,
You're
you know where I was
attacking
going
my-
with this.
you're
So
attacking my
you
pick.
you already got your 6. You already got your 6. But look, the fact that he's still producing, right, and he's averaging 15, 17, doing all of this stuff. That shows that he made his way back to. These players couldn't do that. T-Mac couldn't come back after his injury to be T-Mac. Grant Hill couldn't, like, to be a Grant Hill. Roy couldn't. He had to retire. And Penny couldn't be Penny. D Rose is still here. He's still got 3 to 4 years left of great basketball.
But it's not but it's not superstar
Of
level
course,
that,
it's not
that
what
it was.
Okay.
Because it was ruined
Okay.
by injury. And that's the best
Okay.
career, MVP caliber
Like
player.
the crazy thing, and Dale,
But the
to
thing
your
is,
point,
no one's ever an MVP caliber player their whole career. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't have been MVP
But it
caliber
was
his
so
whole
quick though, and
career.
he was
you
so
can
young.
argue KD and LeBron. You can argue KD and LeBron. They're always in the conversation, and Giannis, if you want to be you know what I'm saying, and Shaq and Kobe when they were, you know what I'm saying,
And Steve Nash.
Right.
You can always argue that those guys were at the top and always stayed at the top. They were always in the top 5 to 7 in the MVP race every year. And D Rose, the way he played, he's like what 6'1", 6'2".
Throwing
He had
it
to
down
change his
over
game.
dudes' heads.
Like,
Almost got LeBron out of there in the playoffs. Almost.
Did
Bro,
you guys are gonna
like,
let me slide with that comment?
what you say?
I said, and
Didn't
Steve
hear the
Nash.
comment.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually heard that, and I thought you was joking, but I was like,
Yeah.
Because he actually stole one of Kobe's MVP,
And we'll
but I'm
never
not going to
forgive him
that
for
either.
Yeah. Good jail awards, by the way.
And now he's
No, it
trying,
wasn't.
now he's
It
trying to steal
wasn't.
a ring from LeBron. It's crazy what Steve Nash doing for the culture.
Luka's this your guy. You want to set this one up, JD? Your guy. Go ahead, JD.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what the heck he said, but based on this line, Luka Doncic doesn't agree with the new NBA format, so they get to do play-ins if you're not top 8, right? Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Well, Shaq, go back
Okay,
to that.
so how many people are in then? 10? Or is it 9?
No.
Like what is
It's
it?
6 in. I think it's 6 in, and you play for 7-8.
Oh,
Or no, it's 7 in,
got
and
it.
you play for 8.
From
I think.
from what, 6 to 10 or something?
10 is 1 to 10. 6 is in. 7, 8, 9, 10. I think play for 7, 8. I believe.
Okay. So I would agree with Luka Doncic that I don't like it either because you're competing all season to try and make that top 8 to get into the playoffs. So how come they work the entire season just to have to do a mini playoff to get into the playoffs? So I agree with what Luka's saying.
Oh my God. You and Dale with your favorites, man. It is just incredible. Yo, Luka, I guarantee you, if you were in 5th or 6th, you wouldn't be saying anything right now. You were almost out of the playoffs to start the season. You had no problem with it. If you were in 9 or 10, you would be like, yes, bravo, we played all these games. Why don't we still get a chance? The fact is, it may not be fair, but the NBA is going after money like they always have. And to me, it's way more interesting and fun to see it done this way.
I also completely disagree with the fact that I don't think if he was in first place or last place, he would probably still say the same thing. The format's ridiculous no matter where he is.
It was the same thing last season. He didn't say anything last year. It was the same exact format.
He didn't say that in the bubble.
What was he, 4?
I have no comment.
Of course.
Yeah, I get the people's frustration, but it is what it is. Like he's being asked the question. The NBA will fix this though because there's a lot of holes in it. But for right now, it's a money grab, and it's for sure way more excitement, and that's what fans live for, the excitement.
I was gonna actually say that. I didn't know if you were gonna say that or not. So what I was gonna say is what I do, I guess, agree with is that from a fan's perspective, you get to see more competitive basketball right before playoffs. You get to see people battle it out, and it creates more interesting storylines. Oh, look, they were looking like they were going to be out of the playoff picture, but they act, the 10 seed or something fights back and actually makes it to the playoffs. So, I mean, I guess as far as excitement goes and creating those storylines, I guess it could be a good thing, but I still would just rather you compete for the season to try and get a top 8 spot and then move into the playoffs.
The thing I like about this is the NBA is the best league because they adapt to every situation. So we're talking about this right now. Next year, it could be a whole different situation depending on the circumstances. So that's why I love the NBA because they understand what it takes to get that bag too, though, and keep you entertained. So,
I agree. They are the first league to usually, they're open to change. They're willing to pivot and try and, see what happens. If it doesn't work, they'll just go back. But everyone else is like MLB set in their ways. They'll make one small change every 20 years, whatever. I don't even know. But
Luka,
we could have went deep on that, but let's say that for another day. Are we doing we talking about Joe Johnson or what?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what do you guys?
Joe.
What do y'all think about ISO Joe? Like like I really have to look at his career, man. Like, cause he is a bucket. What is he like? 6'8", 6'9"?
He's about 6'7", 6'8".
Bro, like, and he gets buckets, bro. Like, if
What is
anybody
he,
can do it, I
41,
think
right?
he could do it. Huh?
He's 41, right?
39.
39. Yeah,
If
I like
somebody
the
can do it,
comeback.
I think he can do
Oh
it.
my
Wait,
God.
hold on.
No,
Let me
no.
fact check that.
Yeah,
He
fact
might
check
actually
that,
be in his
please.
40s.
What?
I like the comeback, and I like all
Okay,
that
he is
that's going
39. He
on.
is 39.
But and honestly, if you look at his career closely, I think he a 7-time All-Star and all
Yeah.
that. I think Joe could. I think he should chill though. Like
Why do you think he should
I
chill,
do.
Dale? Tell me.
I think he should go the big three route. This is the reason because let the young guys, you know what I'm saying? Let the young guys try to flourish. It's just like what Vince Carter was doing. It's in that same type of realm. I think he's in a better stage of Vince was at the time, but Vince kept getting jobs, and that's the only reason though. Like because they'll give him a nod because him being Joe Johnson than a young dude that's trying to come up. That's the only reason. But I love Joe. I love his career. People don't know how good his career has been until they really
Right.
look at the numbers, 7 or 8-time All-Star. But that's the
Oh
only.
my God.
Here,
Like,
I'll
that's the
step
only.
up to the plate and disagree with Dell. Okay, so I think that any NBA player who wants to make a comeback, I mean, I think you're welcome them with open arms. They have to earn the spot regardless. You don't just give it to them
That's not
because
true.
they had played
That's
in
not
the
true.
NBA.
That's not true. That's
What do you
not
mean?
true though. They don't earn like.
Well, I'm
Like
saying you
them
should
getting.
earn it. They
No,
might
don't
they
try
might
to.
not
Okay,
because of
right.
politics. I'm saying they
Exactly.
should earn it. If you give them the spot because of their history, that's a little lame. And to your
Right,
point,
that's
though,
what
let
I'm
the young
arguing
guys
against. Right,
let the young
that's what
guys
I'm
play.
arguing against.
If
That's what
there were
because
no
I know. Right.
okay,
Because I know that's how it's gonna
then
go.
I guess
Jamal Crawford should be in the NBA right now.
I
Or
guess
should
I
he
won't.
not?
Neither Jamal or Joe
But
Johnson should be in the NBA. Anybody can score the basketball at a high clip, especially in today's game. The problem is the defensive side of it. You cannot move how you were getting away with kind of playing half, defense, half, just kind of taking plays off. You can't do that at 39. You just can't. You're going to get exposed. A 21-year-old is
right.
ripping through and dusting anybody probably over 34.
LeBron James.
Not LeBron. He's a
LeBron
freak of
James.
nature. That's why LeBron is LeBron James. You can't do that to LeBron. And don't talk about the previous NBA champion like that. He
You know
just
I'm a
won
LeBron
title.
James stan. Come on.
Oh, my fault. I'll be forgetting, man. They'll be talking all of this good Kevin Durant stuff. It sounds good until you say, "What have you done for me lately?" We coming off a championship. We about to head into the
That's
playoffs.
what's up, bro. That's my thing though. Like you are coming off a championship, so why do you feel so threatened?
It's not because I
You're
don't like when.
defending them like they haven't
Yo,
been.
I'm gonna
They've
tell you
been
why.
that.
I'm gonna tell you why, Jay. You know when like you were raised in a certain area when you were coming up, and then certain people come and try to gentrify the neighborhood. They just want to throw money everywhere to try to, earn something that isn't rightfully theirs just because they can. And that's what the Nets are doing. And that's why I don't like it. You guys just sitting here trying to buy the league. Every free agent available. Oh, come play for us. And then it backfired because karma is always karma. That's why it never works out. And I don't know. Ooh.
So Shaq. So let me ask you this.
Ooh.
So when CP3 was trying to go to the Lakers, right? And if that would have went through,
Bro,
and LeBron was on the Lakers, then would you have the same feelings?
No, because there always has to be a benchmark set. And then the league looked at that and said, okay, the owners are doing that, but we can't do that. We have to make it so players can go wherever they want to go. And that's what happened, I think, specifically from that event. It got blocked by, I'm forgetting the old GM's name. What was his
David
name?
Stern,
Yeah,
because
David
they
Stern.
owned the Hornets at the time.
Yeah. But
or were they the? Yeah, they were the Hornets then.
It doesn't matter.
Right?
CP3 should still be able to be, dished off to any team that agrees to do that. Because in today's age, it would be chaos if the league tried to block anything.
And it was crazy that they blocked it because there was obvious.
Too.
It was obvious that they wanted to keep him. It's like
it's the CP3 curse.
Yeah.
That's why he can't get a ship now.
Corny.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, so we talking about KD and Day Day. Okay. Hey, by the way, let me ask you guys: did you guys listen to the podcast?
I did.
I listened to the excerpts, of course.
JD,
What podcast?
Seriously.
KD's.
Oh no.
KD's the etceteras.
Nope.
Not the OTH podcast, but the etceteras. You know what I'm saying? You
No,
should
I
have
didn't.
listened to the OTH podcast.
Shameless
by
plug.
the way. Yeah, ain't no shame. Y'all go listen to it.
Yeah, ain't no shame.
Ain't no shame. Go listen to the OTH podcast. Darn it. So let's start with the logic in the room, which is JD. What are your thoughts on KD and Draymond on new players?
All right, let me read this. To talk S to some of these young dudes that won't talk and they're like trying to be a friend. That's what these young dudes do nowadays. I don't understand it. So essentially what he's saying is that the young players coming up are soft. There's no grit to them is essentially what it's seeming like. Instead of wanting to be a competitor and tear your opponent's head off, they're coming in like, hey, we're cool. You know, it's a friendly competition. Is that essentially what he's getting at? I can't relate because I've never been that way. I've always been like, if you're wearing the other team's jersey, you are not my friend. I don't even care. I don't care if we grew up together. I'm going to beat you and then we can be cool after the game, before the game, whatever. But I'm not going to be friendly with you on the court. I didn't know that this was a thing in the NBA right now. So this is a little new to me. It's weird that tenacity would be lost now, I guess. I don't know. Is that fair to say that they're not competitive? Because I think they are still competitive, but it's a different kind of mentality, I guess. You have respect for them.
What's a different display?
A crazy quote, and KD backing this up is even more nuts. But I'm sorry, Jay. Go on.
No, you're good. I'm kind of off this. I mean, it's just, to me, it's I just like the 90s era.
It's nuts. This is nuts. Yo, this is nuts that Draymond and KD both are even saying this from the jump. KD, you left Russell Westbrook, one of those guys that didn't have any friends, was super, had tenacity, was always on edge. Whenever he steps out on the court, it's me against everybody else. You left that to go eat cupcakes in Golden State, and you got the nerve to say that young dudes that want to talk and they're trying to be a friend. Bro, you went and literally teamed up with the best team in the NBA to try to be friends to win a championship. What are you talking about, bro? I'm just curious. What are you talking about?
We need the cricket button, Shaq. Cricket.
What, seriously. Like, how could you agree with something like that when you guys literally band together to make a super team and you talk about being friends? So where was this a few years ago? You teamed up with literally the best team of all time. And you got the nerve to call young players soft.
I just want you to continue, because nothing you just said has anything to do with that.
How? Tell me how. Tell me how.
They're talking about during the game.
Yeah, no. I listened
to the podcast.
I see the quote, Dale.
Joining forces. Okay, read the quote over to me, and then
I see what they're alluding to. So it's okay for young players to come in and be like, "Yo, bro, I look up to you, buddy, this." But KD can leave his team from a player that is probably number one in the league. Player that doesn't buddy and do all of this, and he leaves to go to
it's during a game, bro. That's what they were saying. During a game, I'm trying to go at Kobe's neck. During the game, I'm trying to go at Vince's neck. I'm talking to him after the game. We could do this.
Yo, Jay, which one is more important? Go in the game, going at so that. Oh my God! All right, man. Okay.
Dell does have the point though, because if you do look at KD, like KD is willing to trash talk, so he can make this point, because when he did leave, him and Russell Westbrook, when they played against each other, would get in each other's face. So he's not backing down. What they're talking about is that if I'm Draymond Green and I go and talk trash to a young player, they're not going to talk back.
Bro,
during
that has
the game.
that,
That's
okay.
it.
I know
They
what
said
the
all
quote.
that,
I
but
know
after we could
exactly
talk
what
it
the
up, we
quote was
tap up.
about.
Because KD words was, yeah, I know some of these young guys because of my investments in the overtime and how he is in high school. He knows some of them. But on the court, I'm talking smack. I don't want it. It don't have to be a buddy stuff. But off the court, I respect all of them. That's why the first question
So
was,
why
did you
didn't so
guys
why did he
listen
do
to
that?
it?
So no. So why did he do that with his career?
But
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I'm going bigger picture here.
dude,
You can't
why?
have these stance. Do as I say and not as I do as I say and not as I do. You can't have these type of stances because KD, you literally left your team.
When didn't KD
Okay.
talk smack while he was playing though?
Okay.
That's what the quote is. It said during the game, bro.
Yeah.
During the
Okay.
game.
Sounds like a cop out
When
to
he
me.
was playing the
Doesn't matter if it is.
Warriors against Steph and them, he was
Character
talking junk to
issues.
Draymond.
Character issues.
Okay.
Character flaws. Character flaws. Character flaws.
Shaq,
I'm
you
gonna
are
talk smack to you in the
number
game,
one.
but then I'm gonna leave and go to the best team. Bro, I'm not respecting anything you gotta say. What are you talking about? You took the easy route. What are you talking about, bro? Character flaws. Character flaws. Hashtag character flaws.
I love that
Got
you
you.
decide to change the narrative of the topic.
All the time. And I'm glad you called him out and you see that. King narrative. LeBron's little ear is right here. Every single time.
Character flaws.
Change the narrative. Then he just character flaw. They try to make it an ad lib. Character flaw. Character flaw.
Character
No.
flaws.
Hashtag character
Character
flaw.
flaws.
And so to reel it back into and beyond topic, I wonder if it's they kind of hold back because they don't want to deal with the kickback that they're going to receive on social media, because we live in this social media era where if you're talking trash, you're gonna start getting some commentator. You're gonna end up on a show of like, why is this person talking trash, whatever. So maybe they don't even want to deal with it.
So
I don't
what
know
is
if it's
his- what
that.
is he
I don't know
saying?
if it's maybe just a generational thing where they just don't really want to talk trash anymore. They just want to let their game speak.
What's the problem here?
What's
What's the
the problem?
big problem? That players don't want to trash talk anymore because you made the league soft?
Yo.
So basically, Shaq, you're saying KD made the whole entire NBA?
Bro, what type of great? Yeah. The league is extremely soft right now. We all know that. We all know the league is
But
soft
is
right
it
now.
because
That's
of
why it's
KD?
Yo, listen. If the second best player in the world leaves his team, who was up 3-1 on the defending champions, to go and play on that same team, if that isn't the definition of character flaws, I just want to know why he did it. And I would love to have him on the show to explain his thought process on that. Because it went from, I don't care, I'm about to win a ring. And now that he has those rings, he has been known to say this. He has said this publicly. Oh, man, the championship stuff is man-made. Him and Kyrie just doing what him and Kyrie always do. It's incredible. And Dale sits here in that chair and gives him a pass every single day.
But KD will also go play the
listen.
Golden State Warriors tomorrow, and he'll trash talk every player on that
Who
team.
cares? Beat
Great
them.
topic.
Yeah,
Great
he's gonna
topic.
trash talk them now.
We're not changing the narrative on what Shaq just did. I'm not jumping into that back and forth because he's wrong, and then he want to bring up like everything about someone's character that has nothing to do with what's going on, and then the chat falls into it, and then Mariana wins another jersey, and then we go back.
Shout out to Mariana.
Like I'm not doing that.
KD, please come
Stefanos.
on here and roast Shaq, please.
Stefanos, that's what I'm trying. You guys did the same thing with Dora last week. This is what I'm talking about. Jay, I'm sorry for including you in that. It was clearly Jordan. KD, please come on here and roast Shaq, please, so I can just do this. I love the Supersonics. Can I win a jersey? Can I win a KD jersey? like what are we doing here? It's right versus wrong. Good
Please.
Do
versus
that
evil.
again? How was JD?
I would love a Seattle Sonics
Yo,
Kevin
look,
Durant jersey, by the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yo,
Shout out Mariana.
Oh, hey,
Are
do we got beat Jadell?
Yeah, man, we got beat the Dale, man. And I hope you guys better go under. This is a lot more difficult than Jay's making it seem.
Okay, so 6 questions. Let's go 3.5.
Oh, man.
Are you ready, Dale?
no. I hate when Shaq's mad at me.
It's personal.
It would be
don't
so personal.
don't take offense to it. Jordan woke up mad at me for whatever reason.
Shaq,
I'm just getting him back.
Shaq just loves to bait everyone. He is the clickbait king.
Kevin Durant, I love you. Don't listen to what these guys are saying.
You can't say that.
Oh man, this is a hard one.
But Kevin, do you have any extra Seattle Sonics jerseys?
That boy JD be going hard in the paint.
I'm gonna get one of these days. I'll figure it out. Okay, prediction running 20 seconds left. Let's see where everyone's head's at today.
Get it.
The league
How did
needs
you guys
more
like this
Reggie
show,
Millers.
by the way?
The league
Man,
needs
I
more
loved
Reggie
it.
Millers. That's what Odysseus says. The league needs more Reggie Millers. Now that's a guy where I feel like he's covering.
He
that
wasn't
Feel like
injured.
what?
Westbrook is covering
wasn't
that Reggie
injured.
Miller cloth.
Dell, are you a trash talker on the court?
Yes and no.
Do you start it, or do you, if someone's gonna do it, you're gonna
Dale
squawk
trash
back?
talks with
Laugh.
body
I'm
language.
Exactly. I'm gonna laugh because I really don't. In a one-on-one setting in a game, like I'm a very hard person to trash talk, and you think you'll get over me in that setting. In games where it's trash talking, if it could be like trash talk, like we're in the park, where it's really not. That's not really happened that much overseas because it's too many structure. But like, say we're in Rucker, Dykeman, people won't ever talk trash to me in that. Like in pickup and stuff, people won't talk trash to me because I'm like, it's like in that setting, it's like just don't.
Yeah, I'd talk trash to you,
Like,
but
yeah, like just don't.
all right, I'm ready on my end, Shaq.
All
Let's
right,
get it.
Dale, you ready? It's pretty split even for over and under. If you're gonna go over, I think you go over 3.5. But who knows?
I have no idea what's about to happen. The first question may tell how the day is gonna go. I usually get my wins early, but since I've been on a hot streak, they try to like change stuff up. The J Awards was not right after the break. Then this is last. It's just a bunch of stuff going on. Hopefully next week we get back to on course and we'll be all right.
It sounds good. All right, boop. Here we go.
All right, so Pat Riley trademarked which NBA team? A, nothing but net. B, best in the West. C, step back. Hezzy, D, three-peat.
I think Jay meant NBA term
Oh, what'd I say?
team, but as
What
long
did I
as
say?
you
My
read
bad.
it as
Term.
term.
Sorry. Term.
Damn, yeah, you're right, Shaq. This is ridiculous what's going on.
Is he?
Step back, Hezzy. Pat
That's
Riley
a
saying that is crazy. Oh, step back,
Damn.
Hezzy.
Damn.
Would you look at that step back, Hezzy, Dwayne?
Is he? This is actually a tough
Sound like you're
first
from
question.
Britain, bro. Sound like you're from England.
Step back, Hezzy.
Yo, Jay, do you know who Jay Diesel is?
Is that who is that on Grand Theft Auto?
Yo, Jay, I know you be tapping into the streams.
Nah, like, come on, I'll be picking up, bro. Y'all be thinking stuff be like,
Come on.
Be flying over your head. You following the channel.
Nah. Yeah. I'll be there, though.
All right,
Look over there,
chat's,
Coach Jay.
chat's answer is in.
All right, Dale. What we going with?
Lights.
I'm going A or D. So D.
The chat went D. Dale went D. Pat Riley trademarked. Repeat. You guys are both right.
Hey,
Nice.
let's get it.
And he gets a kickback every time the NBA uses the term three-peat on any merchandise, which is insane.
That's
Stop.
crazy.
Good for you, Pat.
That's
Back in
tough.
'89, he trademarked.
He's the
that.
Godfather.
Yeah,
He's
that-
he was able to do that. He's a Godfather for real.
him negotiating with
Do
the
y'all
league.
think? I have a question. Do y'all think he's racist?
Pat
Why
Riley.
you say that?
And I'll just ask a question. Like, you know, growing up in an era where they said his coach at Kentucky was racist, and just going through that stuff and just through that time, how Kentucky was racist at the time. I would just always wonder if some of those players was also like, how were they at that time? Of course, Pat Riley's beloved now by the black people and all that stuff, which changes.
Bro,
This
he
is
grew up in
goes
an
back to
era.
Shaq.
Yeah, you're right. It goes back to Kyrie and having an enlightenment. But
Exactly.
this is
Right.
this is much different because we're talking about humanity. So if a person that was raised one way, like you're talking about harm against another person in an entirely different way than using the N-word, in my opinion.
I'm just talking about him coming up, being on Kentucky on that squad where his coach was racist, seeing that and just being okay with it at the time. But now got the enlightenment of, nah, we was dead wrong back then. Whoop-de-whoop.
I think a lot of people had that enlightenment.
That's what
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if Pat Riley was racist or not, but I think a lot of people during that time had an
Based on what
enlightenment.
we've seen, but I know it's probably some Kentucky students that probably got some wild stuff to say about Pat back in the day. But next question.
So you're gonna dive deep and be like, oh, next question.
Yeah,
because
you can't get nasty with that one. You'll lose that one.
Yeah.
You'll lose that one for sure.
Lose which one? I'm talking about that can get nasty if you brought back his teammates from that
right.
That's a great topic, by the way.
Yeah, so
I just watched Glory Road again, which made me think of it.
that's an amazing movie.
Thanks. It won the J Award.
It shouldn't have beat Rocky, but anything's possible in the J Awards. I'm gonna take my win and slide. Question number 2.
Which one of these players was ranked the highest in the 2007 ESPN recruiting class? A, Eric Gordon was a bucket. Shout out Indiana. B, Kevin Love. C, Kyle Singler. Or D, James Harden.
Nice. What are you doing, Shaq? Where are you going? How you just jump to this? Like, what are you doing with this?
Listen,
He had time.
bro,
you sets the questions, bro.
Yeah, I gotta dig deep. You 8-3. I'm like, all right, I gotta look out for the chat.
Right. They Googling though.
Yeah, I'm ending it. It's they had plenty of time. They got like 40 seconds there.
All right. Where we going, Dale?
B.
Dale goes B, Kevin Love. The chat went A, Eric Gordon. Correct, Jay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I knew Dale was going to know that one. The correct answer is Kevin Love. He was 1. Kyle Singler was like 4. James Harden, might have been 9 or 10.
He was
Eric
13.
Gordon,
He was like 13.
Yeah. He wasn't top 10.
I remember this because one of my good friends was on that. That's how I know him.
Got you.
Corey Fisher was like top 15.
One of my many contacts. Yeah, one of my associates.
See, Fish was like top 15, I think.
Dale, everybody, not Dale knows everyone. Everyone knows Dale.
No, I know people too.
Dale's that guy.
I know people.
I know some people.
I know Dale.
We ready for question number 3?
Oh, Cool's been playing well.
Cool's been playing well.
Big facts. Hey, I didn't even tell y'all. Cool's lost me 9 bands last night. I sent it to y'all.
Trump getting stuffed at the rim, or
he didn't get 20 points. I thought he was gonna get 20 with all them people out.
What did he get? 13.
Yeah, yep. He only took 6 shots, which was weird. It's like and made 4. So I'm like, Cool, you were feeling you want to get 7 assists since when? But whatever.
So Jeremy Lin's 89 points in the first 3 starts in the is the most by any NBA player since the NBA and ABA merger. Dale, is this A, true, or B, false?
Damn, I don't know. That's a hell of a first 3 starts is what got it, though. 89.
Linsanity was crazy, though.
That was such a wild time.
Bro, I just watched like the YouTube video they have on it, and it's crazy.
Who else?
It was so sick to watch.
Stupid like that. I'm gonna go true. That's damn. That's tough.
Dale answered true. The chat answered true. The correct answer is true.
3-2. Let's get it.
That's a good question, though.
Yeah, he was hot, man. He was insane.
It's about to get sticky these last 3 questions. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Sticky, icky, ooh-wee.
This next one, you either know it or you don't. So we ready to get after it, Jay?
Yep.
Question number 4.
All right. Which app named its logo after Larry Bird? Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. How do you pronounce that? Weibo?
Weibo, wee!
I don't even know what Weibo is.
Wee!
Weebo, Weebo,
Weibo,
Weebo.
Weibo.
These boys got time today.
Ain't no problem.
Can y'all
Ain't no
tell
problem.
me? But do y'all know?
Uno.
Can y'all tell me what Weibo is though? Or no? Is
I
that,
don't even know
like,
what Weibo
that-
is.
okay. They're like,
Shaq?
I think Weibo is a messaging app.
it's also another messenger app. Okay.
Don't quote me
Bro.
on that. I literally copy and
I
paste
want-
these things.
I want to go with Twitter for myself, but that's like a low hanging fruit because Larry Bird and Twitter and Shaq is that smart. He is. He is. He would do that. He would.
All right,
Facebook?
it's on you, Dell.
The grand. Is she that smart to hit me with the Twitter joint? I have no idea what Weibo is, so I'm just gonna say Weibo.
Dale goes Weibo, which is D for Dale. And I hit Dale with the reverse psychology. The correct answer is B, Twitter. The Twitter logo was named after Larry Bird. You know, Larry the Bird, that's what they named him.
Right,
The owner is
of
actually
course.
from the same, I think, high school that Larry Bird went to. So that's the inspiration. Or
Right,
same state,
right.
something like that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Shout out
Something
Indiana.
I
wild.
get it.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
did the
yeah.
chat pick? Twitter?
The chat picked Twitter. Yes, they were on Googling hard.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
And it does not get easier from here.
Well, I was like, is he trying to? I get it. It's cool. I'll take that.
If I was going to try to do that, I would have did it with the Jeremy Lin one. I would have said 90 instead of 89, but I said that's too cutthroat. That's too crazy. All right, Jay, you ready for question number 5?
Scatta.
Skrat, boop, boop, boop.
Which one of these NBA players does not have 9 fingers? Gerald Green,
What?
David Bertans,
Bertans.
Bertans.
DeMar Johnson. All of these players have 9 fingers.
Oh, snaps. Oh, snaps.
That's wild, Shaq, because I know 2 of these weirdos have not. And I know that for a fact. But I know. Damn. Would it be against the rules if I text DJ right now?
No, it
Is
wouldn't
this
be.
B?
If I text DeMar like, yo, you got 9 fingers?
He just has to check back fast enough.
That's
I hope.
true.
Yo, you got 9 fingers.
Yo, and I
Zach.
didn't mean that
Bruh.
in that way. That was
Bruh.
crazy, Jay. That was crazy. I didn't mean text
Bruh.
back fast enough. I just meant like in the time of the show. I don't know where he's at currently.
Oh no. Oh no.
No.
Yo. Does not have, but so they have 8. This is a trick question.
Well, they just don't have 9, so they could have.
Right,
could have
because the
10.
question is worded wrong.
No, they could have 11. They just don't have 9. Actually, I agree with you, Del. This question is actually a trick question, and Shaq kind of put himself in another corner with this one. And after you answer,
Exactly. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
I'll
I
clarify
see.
it right now. I'll clarify. I mean by 9 fingers. So there is no. That's what I mean.
So which one of them
9
have less
fingers,
than
not
9
11,
fingers?
not 8, not no. 9 fingers specifically.
so Shaq, if it's not D, then whoever is selected can't have 10 fingers because they technically
Right.
have 9 fingers.
That's
I mean,
my
if-
point.
If you douchebags want to take it to that level, then we can sit here and do that
No,
all day.
that's what I'm confused
No, that's
about.
you know
though.
you understand the question for the first 5 minutes. Now you're trying to trick your way out of it. Pick an answer, Dale,
No,
please.
I'm not. No, just say you screwed up, but it's cool.
Uno.
I'm gonna go D.
All of these players have 9 fingers. The
Yes.
chat went D, Dale went D, and the answer is boom, 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 C. You guys got it wrong. You should have texted
How
them.
many fingers does DeMar Johnson
How
have?
much fingers DeMar
He has 10.
So he has 9.
No. Yo, are you guys insane right now?
You see? That's my okay. So because I know
Are you
Dell
guys?
and
Do you
David
guys
Burns-
understand? I'm not answering anymore. I block both of you guys. I block both of you guys.
Do you have 9?
Let me know
fingers?
when you're ready for the bonus question. I block you
have
both.
9 fingers? I'm ready. But do you have 9
Can you
fingers?
explain? Can you explain to him what my beef? Because I know Gerald Green and David Burns, they're all missing a finger. I know that for a fact. So if I would have picked them, I know they have 9 fingers. So you picked DeMar because he have all 10. That's all I'm saying. Is explain the answer to me. That's all I'm saying. It's still tied, so I'm good. But I'm just.
I know where Shaq's head is at, but it's fun to troll him.
But it was worded wrong though. You could get it was worded a little wrong. Which one of these players are the only one with 10 fingers? That should have been the question. But I get it. Next question, please.
Go ahead, Shaq. Cricket.
I hope you lose. I hope you lose.
Who has the lowest scoring half in NBA history? A. Clippers. B. Pelicans. C. Heat. D. Jazz.
And also,
Wow.
oh
my God,
it
bro.
is the lowest scoring quarter in NBA history, not half. So the chat cannot Google this. This is the lowest scoring quarter in NBA history, not half.
I don't know this crap.
Nobody knows, but it's worth a guess.
I'm guessing as soon as they pick.
The lowest scoring quarter, not half. The lowest scoring quarter. And I think it was 9 or 12 points. And Jordan, I hear you over there typing, trying to search it.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm just. Southpaw says I'm confused. I thought Shaq said it correctly. The point is, if you have 10 fingers, you have 9 fingers. Bro, because you have 10 fingers.
Okay, but if you want that, go to those little YouTube videos where they try to trick you and manipulate you into questions.
I know.
How many does a car have 3 tires?
Yeah, it does because it has 4 tires.
Yeah, I get it. Does a car have 1 tire? Yeah. They all got 1 tire. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they do.
Anything else?
It's an IQ test. All right, go ahead, Del.
I'm gonna go. Which one is the lowest? I'm gonna go Miami Heat.
Hey, I guess Dale wins this one because the answer is New Orleans, which actually was Oklahoma City. Well, New Orleans, Oklahoma City Hornets that year because of Hurricane Katrina. And they have the lowest scoring quarter in NBA history, not half, like I told you guys from the beginning. So it's 3-3. The under wins, and Dale wins beat the Dale because all ties go to Dale. Congratulations, Dale.
Well, no bonus question? Or this was the bonus?
That
That was a bonus
question.
Oh. Thank you, chat. Thanks, Shaq, for screwing up again.
I can't even believe Jordan even fed into that, which is ridiculous. You guys are literally ridiculous. Take the loss like a man. Everybody involved. When you win, you win.
I won.
And when you lose, you lose.
I won. You talking about? Right.
Look at those.
I can't believe I fell for that Twitter joint.
Yeah, you had it on the platter. You get mad at me.
Yeah, I thought you.
I
was
don't
gonna pick Twitter.
Yeah, but I'm like Shaq he never gives me this like alley oop. Like he always want to do a little behind the back
Jeremy
bounce
Lin was
pass
alley-oop.
first before he just throw it to the rim. No, I'm talking about in terms of your trick question alley oop.
I mean, the Jeremy Lin one, I could have got vicious right there, but I spared everybody.
Yeah, Mercy.
Yeah. I have mercy for the chat Googling. Jordan, are you looking for a raid or?
Got one.
Got him.
Got one. Also, chat immediately after this, I'm going to go through the prize claims and make sure I message you on Twitch. So if you get a message, then you were chosen from the queue for if you claimed a backpack or the shoes or whatever you claimed. And that's that. That's all I got to say about that. Blickety black.
Dale, are you still mad at me?
Never. What I won.
All right, we sending them off?
Yeah, we're sending them off. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
All right. We're sending you off, chat. Thank you again for hanging out.
Thank you.
Another
again for
episode of
tuning
Player's
in.
Choice.
Another
episode
of
20,
Player's
man.
Choice. Episode 20, man.
Thank
Crazy.
Crazy.
Is there an echo in here?
Is there an echo in here?
Yeah, I hate you, bro.
Wait, hey, well, yo. So, chat, do you guys want to see every week a workout training session from your boy?
Hey,
Do you want to take the training to the next
level? We're not even going to ask Jay. We're just going to do it. We're going to show him. We're going to show him how you get those small arms big.
Done.
And Jay's got small arms.
2, 6.
Follow him on IG and go look.
Please go.
DJ Britton. All right, chat. We're up out of here. We love
Let's
you guys.
get it.
Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
I'm Rick James.
Get it.